Today we are trying something different. Mostly because I know that you guys' average age is around 6 years old, so your attention span is quite short, it's just a few minutes. So we're going to try to make a few minutes long video that might be, at the very least, helpful to some of you. The helpfulness of this video is in making some people aware of the existence of things that might be quite good for you. The thing that's gonna be quite good for you on this video is going to be the Mythic Plus Healer Focus Assist. Why? Because this not only can be useful for a healer, as the name itself suggests, but also it can be quite useful for non-healers too, especially because non-healers might be even less aware of very dangerous things happening in Mythic Plus, for example, and this is going to help you being aware, realizing which things are quite dangerous in a dungeon. It's also very good because it does not require, at first glance, it's a plug-and-play type of WeakAura where you can just install it and it's gonna work immediately. You don't have to set it up. It does not matter if you're using party frames from the Blizzard UI, if you're using party frames from shadowed unit frames, from Grid, from Voodoo, from Healbot, whatever you're using, this WeakAura is just going to latch onto those frames and work for you. As I said, it is a plug-and-play WeakAura, but it can also be customizable by the more technical, by the more precise players if you want to go one step further. The customization in question is simply by opening up the WeakAura and you will find the dungeons one by one with the two colors the glow will come in. You have Radazar and then Black Rockhold, Dark Ticket, Everbloom, Red and Orange, and these are the abilities that can trigger the WeakAura. Also, of course, you can change, if you don't like, for some reason, Red and Orange, you can change the color of the glow yourself. All you have to do is go in action and that's it. If you don't want the glow color to be red and orange, but instead you want it to be a green glow and a yellow glow, go ahead. Now your glow is gonna be green and yellow. Not only that, but the other main way you might want to customize the WeakAura is, of course, to remove certain debuffs or certain casts you don't care about from the list. For example, let's say you want to go down to Galakron's Fall, and these are all of the existing abilities. Maybe you don't care about Timeless Curse because it does nothing, it doesn't do that much damage, plus you're a spec that can't decurse anyways, so you can just get rid of Timeless Curse, no problem, and it's not gonna show up anymore as a dangerous mechanic in this WeakAura. All of these WeakAuras, dungeon by dungeon, can also be selected to have a sound to be played. For example, maybe a certain set of mechanics are even more dangerous and you want them to be even more noticeable. You can have them play a sound as well, still in modifying the actions page of the WeakAura. As I said, this is good and very helpful to healers because it might help you, make more sense of who are you supposed to be healing, who are you supposed to be paying more attention to, because some damage is about to come. For example, being in Waycrest Manor and seeing the debuff Etch on a player being highlighted by this WeakAura is quite helpful because Etch hits like a motherfucker. So the more warning about this mechanic, the better. As I said, this is not just a good tool to have for a healer, but it's also a good tool to have for a DPS. Because you might be a DPS with an off heal, you might be a DPS with some type of defensive capability to help the other player in your party, maybe even for a tank to help that player. Maybe you're a paladin, for example, a prot paladin, a perfect example of someone that can help your DPS or healers in your group. So having this WeakAura will also help you help your team in Mythic Plus by knowing which of the dangerous mechanics are currently being casted or some of your players in your party are being affected by. That is our tip for today on this Sunday when it comes to Mythic Plus, a pretty useful WeakAura, but even though it's called a healer assist for Mythic Plus, it's still going to be quite useful for the other two roles in order to be able to help everyone equally in the dungeon. So this was our Mythic Plus tip of the day of this weekend. I'm going to leave you to whatever you were doing. Please go ahead. This video didn't take that much of your time. You can still support, of course, on my Patreon, as well as with plenty of free ways like liking and commenting down below, as well as subscribing to the channel itself. But that's all the time we can spend for today on this short video. So thank you guys, of course, for watching. See you guys tomorrow, and in the meantime, I have a pretty good WoW Mythic Plus trivia quiz coming out tomorrow or in a couple of days. I want to see how high most people will score on this one.